Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture series of Python programming related to data science and machine learning. In this complete video lecture tutorial, we'll be covering all the basic nitty-gritties of Python programming language along with its uses in data science and machine learning and what are specifications that we need for the data science and machine learning, especially related to the Python programming. At the same time, we'll also be looking how can we make a career using Python programming that is related to data science and machine learning, and we'll be learning this all thing in this complete video tutorial. So without wasting much of your time, let us quickly get started. So I hope all of you can see my screen, and I know some of you must be surprised that we were about to get started with the Python programming, right? But why are you showing me the Excel sheet? So friends, here you need to understand before even starting what we need to learn in the Python for data science and machine learning and how we should learn Python for data science and machine learning. We must understand why we should learn Python for data science and machine learning. I mean, we have very different softwares which are already available for data that are being used for decades now. Softwares like MS Excel. So why can't we depend on MS Excel for data science, machine learning, or for that matter data analytics? Let me show you one thing. If we just want to have some insights about this data, for example, this is the value column and I just want to take average of this particular values. So I think that is, taking that particular thing is very easy here. I'll just use this average function and I'll just select everything from here. I'll just put an enter and we are done. It will give the average of this particular values. This is also kind of data analytics that we are generating, right? So we can also generate the data analytics by using this Excel sheet. Then why should we know a language or a sophisticated proper language like Python in order to become a data analyst or data scientist for that matter? Let me give you an example for that. So taking an average of one particular column is an easy task and can be done in various ways. But what if I'll tell you to find the upper 73% quantile of values where this particular RME size group is either contain A or C, and it's grouped by industry names. Now I hope this becomes a bit difficult for you, especially when you are using software like Excel. But some people will still argue that we will do some kinds of pivot charts and somehow will manage to do that also, though it will take a lot of time for them. But it's still, I agree to their point that can be achieved using the Excel also. But what if I tell you to predict, suppose this is for year 2011, similarly we have data for different years, but what if I tell you to predict by using this particular values to predict the data for year 2023. So right now it's 2022. If I just tell you to predict for year 2023, will you be able to do that? Now here comes the role of machine learning. But some of those Excel Nazis will still argue that no, we have some tool packs like this and which is called Excel Miner, so we can somehow do the linear regression, logistic regression, things like that, and time series analysis, and we'll be able to do that using some add-on tools in Excel. So still they have, still they'll take some time to do that particular thing, but it's still somehow manageable to do the same thing in the Excel. But what if I tell you that right now this quantity is approximately 17,000, but what if I tell you that the quantity of this data is 30 crore, which is very common to have in a month. So in real life scenario, if you are going to work in a company, so it is very common for a big company to have a crore transaction per day. Maybe minute transactions, but they might have a crore transaction per day. And if they're having crore transaction per day, then 30 crore transaction if you're making some annual report or if you're making some monthly reports, so approximately 30 crore of data that you will be dealing with on a monthly basis. So will Excel be able to handle that bulky amount of data? The answer would be clear no. Even if you want to have different spreadsheets for if you say we'll divide 30 crore data into different spreadsheets and will somehow manage to do that, that will be clearly idiotic thing to do. So here comes the role of programming language like Python, which can accept as much as big data you are having. Sometimes some real time data that is continuously flowing into the system, Python would be able to handle them using big data tools. So I hope you now understood that why Python is very essential to learn, even if we have some of the basic tools for data analytics like this particular tool, which is Excel. So as we all now understood the importance of Python, now let's see what features that Python contains. First feature that Python is having, that it's very easy to code. So in other language, if you are writing 10 lines of code, the same thing can be done in 2 lines using Python. So the coding is very easy, and they have some modular approach to all things. That is why Python is very easy. Second is quick learning curve. So if you are coming from any other language background and if you are coming to Python, it would be really easy for you to catch up the things, because in other languages you probably are using some semicolons, some curly braces and other stuffs, and in Python you don't need any curly braces, you don't need any semicolons. So it is a bit easy for you to learn a language like Python. Third, because it's open source, so anybody can contribute, and that freedom of contribution which anybody can do, that is why Python generally has very great libraries that are easy to use and plug. They kind of make Python like plug and play thing. Fifth or the fourth thing is the support of community. So any of the question that you are having related to Python, everything is already resolved somewhere on some corner of the net in Stack Overflow or any other websites, so you don't have to worry about if you are getting any errors in the Python. Fifth thing is machine learning. As this course is completely dedicated for the machine learning only, Python and machine learning is a deadly combination, and you would be really enjoying machine learning in Python, because you don't need to go deep into the mathematical aspects of it when you're using Python. But as a data scientist and machine learning engineer, you must know the mathematical depth of it. Sixth thing, again same, data science and machine learning, you must know the mathematical depth of it. But while you are using Python, you don't need to know them. I mean, you can do those things even without knowing them. Seventh thing is automation is easy. So this is something which most of the companies require. So for example, if you're using something like Excel sheets again, and if you want to automate a process of refining some data which you are doing using Excel, so in Python you can just set a date, and all you need to do is run. Even you don't need to run, it will automatically trigger this particular program. If you are coding some particular program, that particular program will automatically trigger on that particular day of that particular month, and everything can be automated using the Python. Eighth is a multi-purpose. So Python is used everywhere, almost in every field. So whether it's machine learning, computer science, artificial intelligence, coding, web development, you say it, Python is present for that particular thing. Eighth is tremendous growth in the industry. So if you are using Python, you have lots of scope, and hence its growth is tremendous. If you compare it with any other language, you can see the exponential growth of Python in few years or the few decades. And of course, if the growth is tremendous, it will give you a good pay. So this are some important things about the features of the Python. So now the question comes, how we can download Python in our system. So there are two ways of downloading Python in your system. One by directly going into its official website and downloading the Python. Another way is by installing the Anaconda environment and using the Python. In my personal opinion, Anaconda environment is going to help you a lot. Why? Because it comes with its inbuilt libraries and its inbuilt functionalities that are very useful for data science and machine learning. It also comes with the package manager, which is known as Conda again, which is very useful in installation of good packages. So I recommend to download Anaconda in your system. Now how we can download Anaconda in your system? Just go to anaconda.com. The moment you go to anaconda.com, it will take you to this particular website. All you need to do is just to scroll down and click on this download button. Now if you are a Mac user or Linux user, you can use these two tabs in order to download this particular Anaconda environment for you. But since most of you are this particular Windows user, I'll probably show you how as a Windows user you can download and install Anaconda in your system, but the functionalities would be more or less for Linux as well as if you are a Mac user. So you just quickly click on this particular button. The moment you'll click on this particular button, the download will start and it will take some time. So I'll take a pause and I'll just continue recording when it's completely gets downloaded. So as you can see, download is completed. We'll just quickly click on the open button. So after that it will open up a prompt like this. So all you need to do is just keep on clicking on the next button. So I'll click on the next button. We have to agree with whatever terms and conditions that they are giving, because we have no options. So if you want to read it, you may read it, otherwise just quickly click on I agree. So we just click on I agree, and for whom we want to install it, because we are having it for personal version and the learning person, it's just for me. And after that we'll just quickly select the destination and we'll click on the. So after you click on the next button, this particular prompt will open up. You will say register Anaconda as my default Python 7.3. So you don't need anything to check or uncheck. Whatever is default check, just go with that and click on the install button. So just after that it will start installing the Anaconda in your system. The moment this complete installation process ends, we need to click on next button. So here you can see the next button has arrived and we have completely installed Anaconda in our system. We'll now go to the next button and we'll click on that. So after clicking on next, you just need to click on finish and your installation process will be finished. Remember, if you want to tick this learn more about Anaconda Cloud, you could tick that. Otherwise, if you are quite okay with this, you don't need to tick that particular thing. Again, if you want to learn how to get started with Anaconda, you can keep that checked. Otherwise, it's completely your choice. Now you'll quickly click on finish button. So now to open the Anaconda navigator, all you need to do is just go to this particular start menu and click on this Anaconda navigator, and your Anaconda navigator will open. I've pinned the Anaconda navigator in my start menu so that I could access it very easily. You could also do the same by pinning it into your front screen, so it will be very easy for you to access it. So your Anaconda navigator will look something like this. So right now it's asking of me for an update, but I'll not do that right now. So it is how your Anaconda navigator will look like this. It has several inbuilt functions. So for example, we have, first of all, we have command prompt for Anaconda navigator. We have Jupyter notebook here. We have PowerShell. Right, so this all thing, we have spider here. This all things are somewhere or else used while we are coding for data science and machine learning. So that's all about today's lecture. We have learned about the Anaconda navigator installation process. We have learned about the basics of Python that we need to learn for the data science and machine learning, and we have learned how to install Anaconda navigator and what exactly Anaconda navigator looks.